I am going to say something that's not always popular to say. And that is that when I observe families that are dealing with mixed neurological communication, there tends to be a trauma cycle. I see both partners, the ASD partners and the neurotypical partners, feeling trauma related to how their communication is working. Now, trauma, and especially perpetual trauma that happens over time for long periods of time, is not good for anyone. And if you're in a neurodiverse marriage, you may be thinking through right now whether or not that's true for your relationship. And you may be thinking through some of the feelings, some of the sensations that you have in your body that tell you that you're in a situation where you're feeling scared quite often. Trauma usually has a fight, flight, or freeze response, and that comes from our nervous system. There's not much you can do about it. But if you think through your body reactions to those interactions, those communications you're having with your partner, are you often responding in a fight way, a flight way, or a freeze way? And if you are, chances are that you're living in a situation where you're experiencing trauma, usually a low-grade amount of trauma, over a long period of time. And here's the bad news, folks. That's not good for either partner. It's not healthy for the body to constantly be having a fight, flight, or freeze reaction. Your body needs the opportunity to calm itself and to feel good and to feel safe. And I don't really have a lot of great solutions for this, but from my perspective, it's important to be able to talk about it because people are experiencing it. And even though we all want to speak positively about each other and everything we're managing in these mixed neurological relationships and in these neurodiverse families, it doesn't do anyone much good to deny the fight, the flight, and the freeze that tends to be happening. Now, if you live in a family where you have an escalator, either someone with autism or someone who doesn't have autism, then that escalation in the family conflict can also really exacerbate any fight, flight, or freeze reactions. Watch your children, see how people are responding, and it only makes sense that if you have an intelligent adult who has autism in your living space, and that if there is mixed neurological communication going along that comes with a lot of conflict, and if there is escalation, that there is going to be trauma and that people are going to be affected by that trauma. Because remember, adults are much bigger. This is a lot different than having a child on the autism spectrum when the adults in their environment all have authority over the child and are larger than the child. Now we're talking about a situation where the person who has autism could possibly be the largest person in the family. In that situation, just the size difference can contribute to the amount of trauma people feel. It's not popular to talk about, but it's really something that needs to be addressed openly. And hopefully there will be more research and people will start looking towards caring for themselves and understanding trauma and managing the situation in a way that's healthy for all the family members.